Okay. Welcome, everyone. Since the recording is already in progress, I'll just say welcome, everyone, to the February meeting of the acquisition SIG for koha-US. We have, yeah, welcome. So things that I wanted to, see if we could go through today. If anybody's got any questions, anything that they want to talk about, of course, that's primary. And then a quick update on the acquisitions 2.0 stuff. And then if people are interested, looking at the 24/11 updates to acquisitions, Nick and Jesse did a really good job of Monday minutes, kind of highlighting everything that you can see. Some of it is not really demonstratable, I guess would be the term. But yeah, just so those are the three main things. Wally, remind me, is there a vote coming up? Or was there one just closed?
One, I think we got this week that's still the, what do you call it? The conflict of interest statement, whatever. So it may have closed last Friday, but I think it might be open until this Friday. I can't keep my week straight.
Yeah, well, yeah, I sort of had the feeling it went to the end of the month, but I'm don't hold me to that. But yes, if you're a member of koha-US, there either is a vote on conflict of interest. Can vendors hold positions in on the board? So we can double check and figure out if that's still open or not. And then let's see, I'm just trying to think of all the koha-US stuff. We have our location selected, which will be Providence, Rhode Island. It's like right after Labor Day, so whatever that works out to be. I think it's
the
September
2nd through the 5th, I think, or whatever Tuesday is. I think it's the 2nd.
Yeah, 2nd. Yep, 2nd through the 5th of September. So that.
Yeah, I've already gotten my flight, my hotel. They're not sending out a just FYI, they're not sending out a list of. They're not blocking any rooms because hotels, we have to have so many of those and yada yada. We weren't getting that big of a discount, etc. So we're not doing that. But there are going to be a list of hotels in the area that they will be sending out that they recommend. And if they don't recommend it, and let me change that. If it's not listed, it means they don't recommend it. They're not going to say they don't recommend it, but by virtue of its absence in the list, we need to infer that that is not a one they would recommend. There are a couple of hotels down near there that, like I said, I've already done mine at the Residence Inn just because it was cheaper, or in line with everywhere else, and I wanted a refrigerator in my room.
Okay.
So I've already booked mine, and it's within walking distance of the library. But that's just I'm a planner in that mode. So.
Okay.
Is this for the Koha-Con or is this Aspen Con? No, this for Koha.
Koha, yeah.
koha-US.
Yes.
Well,
And
Koha-Con is in November, I believe.
yeah, and that's in New Zealand. So if you're lucky enough to go to that one.
Ed Veal is going.
Oh, is
Wally,
he?
what's the venue for the Rhode Island one? Have they shared
It's
that yet?
it's the downtown library. It's whatever is, I can't remember the actual branch, but it's the Providence Public Library downtown. My understanding is that's where it's going to be. We had originally thought it was going to be at a conference center, but according to what we have, which had to do with whether we could bring food in, yada, 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 all that stuff. And my understanding is we're doing it at the library, which has different food rules. So we're waiting to hear about that. But don't quote me for absolute sure that it's at the library, but my understanding is that's the plan.
I'm just gonna share
Okay.
the link for Koha 2025 in the chat just for fun. There's nothing on there yet, but the name for Rhode Island, Providence is there just for others.
Yep. Okay. Yes, and so what you need to be thinking about is your presentations for this conference, because we need a bunch of really good presentations. And for my city, they have to see the list of presentations before they will allow booking for the conference. So get those presentations ready so that when they request them, you can just send it right in. But okay. I think that's everything that's going on in koha-US world. That's floating to the top right now. And then I can just give a real quick update on the acquisitions 2.0 planning. I guess it's still in the going through each of the functions of acquisitions and kind of figuring out from feedback from libraries and everybody, what features to have. And yeah, the last couple times we've been looking at invoicing and receiving, kind of thinking about having receiving and invoicing kind of as separate steps so that you can receive an item, but then you can also separately invoice it, which would, I guess, take the money out of the fund and that stuff. Or you can do it all at once like we currently do. So some libraries like to have those two steps separated. So that's one thing that they're talking about. We had a meeting this morning, looked at the claims feature. I was really curious if anybody uses the claims feature in Koha for book doesn't come in, and there's what is it called? Acquisitions. I think it's called acquisitions claims or something like that. Notice that you can send to a vendor and then it will say, hey, whatever the notice says. We never got this book, or we got it damaged or whatever. Does anybody use that function?
I didn't think that the communication to the vendor, there was a connection with that for some reason. Are you
Okay.
aware if it does connect? Because I've put notes on certain things and the vendor goes, well, we don't see those. And
that was my thought too, because yeah, I could send an email, but I don't know where it would go. As far as I'm not sure how that works, if you've got to have a connection with the vendor, a specific connection. So it might be a European thing. that they have with their acquisitions. I
Yeah.
didn't,
Sorry, if I can interrupt, it
Sure.
uses the email address that you have set on the the contacts in the vendor record. If you
Ah.
remember the vendor record, you can have multiple contacts, and then there's a sort of radio buttons, I think, at the end where you say, this is who you email for claims of books or for subs or whatever.
okay.
So it certainly used to be used a lot in Europe. I'm not sure now that
Okay.
most people use EDI, how much it would be used.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
That
So,
works.
yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see if, I was just gonna see if people even know what we're talking about. I was gonna see if I could find. Oh, okay. So, oh, this will take 20 minutes to load. Let me see if I can, I'm going to share my screen. This one. Share. I always forget that last button. Okay, so this is on our site. So if you go to late orders here under acquisitions, and then you can see all the orders that are late. This is kind of, this part kind of annoys me because it's like the order date was 0 days ago. I don't really consider something that was ordered 0 days ago late. So I will usually bump that number up just to get rid of a few things. And you can also search on estimated date and vendor, limit it by vendor. But there's this claim using notice, and it's acquisitions claim. It's the only one we have set up because we never use it. So what you're saying, Daphne, is that if I can go here, and if I go to Ingram, that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to go to, so here we have, so if we, this thing right here, right, Daphne? If I click that and I had some email stuff in here.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So if we contacted our vendor and found out who to send the email to for our claims, we could fill this stuff in and set that and add that contact. And then when we would go, let me do one more. Let's see if I go to, where do they hide that now? Tools.
See that AC claim?
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we edit to this, we could see there's an email here, and it just has the information.
That's just like, you can change that. So,
Right.
but regardless of what you have in there, the email will be directed to that email address. And certainly in the past, the vendors often, it was just a generic one, you know, late orders or claims or something at Ingram's. And then it would be the wording. So you would make sure you'd have something in there to say who you were.
Okay.
Well, you wouldn't have to, I suppose, the order number they should know, but
Right. That should help
Yeah.
them, but it would be nice, you know, hey, this is from Round Rock or whatever.
exactly.
So, but obviously we've never used it because nothing is filled in and nothing is set up, but might be curious if somebody wants to try it. You know, getting a hold of Ingram right now is no small task because they've got a limited window of time that you can actually call them. Yeah, something I learned today.
So we'd need to trigger it though, right? In order to
Right.
send the message, it can't be automated based on like a date or something that you have.
Right. So what you would have to do is say, I want this one, and then I think claim order. And then that would trigger.
You have to go to the drop down, Rhonda, because that's exporting as a CSV right now. So if you go to the bottom, once you set up the email, there should be that option in the drop down. Oh, you haven't set it up yet, right?
No. Just so it wouldn't just use this email, this notice and send it to them?
I think it would if you had an email address in there.
Yeah, right. Yes.
And this works if you have EDI as well, or is it just for general ordering?
No, it's just really, it would, well, you could use it, but I think when you have EDI and you are doing your claims, well, do you claim through EDI is the first question. But I think the emailing was used in the days before EDI was popular, because at one stage the orders used to go out by email, and then the claims went out by email again. But certainly I know a number of my libraries would, have their main supplier, but then they might have some local suppliers that they do, small numbers of specialist orders from, and they use email with them.
And I am not sure that in the US, the acquisitions claim thing is actually working. I think because we've talked to ByWater about, cancellation, getting notified of cancellations and stuff. And they said that function hadn't been implemented yet.
Oh, right.
So I think Europe has.
Yeah, they have, I forget what it's called, response or something, or ESP, I think is the code on them.
Yeah. And I don't know that the US has that right now. But I just thought I'd throw it out there, and if you were interested in playing around with that, seeing if you could get it to work with your vendor, I don't know who you'd send it to for Amazon, for example. I don't, how that would work, but with Ingram or Baker and Taylor or Brodart or some of those big ones, they might have an address where they receive claims. So haven't figured that out. All right, I'm going to stop sharing just for a moment because then I can see more people's faces. And then yeah, so we talked about that I was trying to remember where I'd left off. So we talked about claims probably won't change much. It seems to be working. The function seems to be okay. And then I think next time we meet, it will be, we'll look at invoicing. We did receiving, we kind of looked at receiving already. So there'll be more options in the new Acquisitions 2.0. There'll be more different options to accommodate different workflows is kind of how it works. But they are also making sure that what the existing function is will still be there when it's all said and done. So we talked a little bit about the acquisition statistical codes. last time. Just curious if anybody used them. Did anybody have any thoughts on that? I didn't, I got something from Daphne, but I didn't get anything back from anybody else. So, okay. Does anyone have something? So how many early adopters do we have in the group? Okay. We're one. And when I looked through the, looked through the enhancements and new features with 2411, there aren't a lot of really big changes. There is one new feature that's mostly for people, libraries that don't do EDI. It's kind of saves a few clicks for them. So Cuyahoga, it looks like, I'm just looking to see if anybody from Cuyahoga is here. Nope. So it just automates the mark record ordering stuff. And I don't, did everybody see the Monday minutes with Nick and thank you. Nick and Jesse. And in there is the acquisitions enhancement. They pretty much go through all the ones that you can demonstrate and show you what is new with this. And then they also demonstrate the, it's called a parallel to EDI ordering for mark file based ordering systems. So there's that option, and they're able to demonstrate it probably better than I could. Has everybody kind of seen that and know what that's about? Yeah, Charlie put that link in the chat. So if you haven't, definitely check that out. It gives you an idea of what's coming. That's one of the things. There's mostly the rest of it is little enhancements just to reduce the number of clicks through workflows, like, you know, making on the receive page, there's a link to the invoice that you're receiving on, just to make that whole process a little bit easier. You can go look at your invoice and see, you know, what have I already received on this invoice, and you know, what shipping did I put on here, and things like that. That questions that might pop through your mind. Also, there's more specific permissions for purchase suggestions. So they break out suggestion permissions to create, delete, and manage. So for bigger libraries, I think that particular feature is really helpful, where you can, you know, somebody can create purchase suggestions. Maybe, you know, front desk people can do that for patrons. Just people with, you know, certain privileges can actually delete purchase suggestions so that you don't inadvertently have them deleted, and then manage, you know, that would be assigned to the collection developers for that particular thing. Add order search form to acquisition start page. So the acquisition start page looks different. And you may have noticed that when I pulled up, what did I do? No. Here, let me do this. Takes 20 minutes. Okay. I'll just quick share this screen. So now on the acquisition, this is what you'll see on the acquisitions homepage. So you can go right to the search and it saves a few clicks before your available funds showed up. I don't know why mine looks so weird. Holly's looks the way it always used to. Mine looks weird. I don't know why. I got to figure that out. But you can search all this stuff right here from the acquisitions homepage. So that's just kind of a slick, easier way to do stuff. Any thoughts on that search page or that search feature?
Comment on that search feature is it's great, except it takes up a lot of room. And we're always using the acquisitions homepage for a quick check of where we are in our budget. And I would prefer if that could be like a collapsible section so that when I need it, I could expand it and get to it, but it doesn't always have to take up all that space.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I would agree with that.
And then another comment and or observation on that page, if you scroll down to your budget.
Mm-hmm.
So the column that says active that has ones in it, what is that supposed to be telling me? And then the next column, budget period description, it didn't always have a budget ID in there, did it?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either.
Well, here, I've got, this is 2405. This is, which one did I do? Oh, this is the ByWater one. And so why can't I find acquisitions? Is this the?
They got
Yeah.
rid of the fund code, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so it was up here. Where did I go? Acquisitions. So it's up here. But then they added it. It wasn't on this thing before. So yeah, that's just, where did it go? Oh, yeah, I am still sharing. Okay, good. Yeah, so this is extra where it is listed up here. Doesn't really need to be repeated there. And is this how yours looks too, Barbara, with just like, I don't know, it just looks strange. Because this is like a parent fund. If I collapse it. And before it was more obvious that it was a parent fund, just the way it was set up. So, yeah, I would agree with both of those comments. Anybody else have any comments? All right, I'm going to stop sharing again. And then,
I looked at the column configuration also, but the one that's labeled active and the one that's labeled budget period descriptions are both grayed out and say cannot be toggled in the column descriptions. So
okay,
I thought, well, maybe I can turn those off, but apparently not.
not so much. Okay. And then, so in the add order thing, when you're adding to an order from a stage file, they changed the wording from add order to new order because I guess add order was confusing to people. So, but yeah, if you look through, if you watch that video, with the Monday minutes, it will kind of walk you through most of that stuff. I was just kind of curious if anybody had been using it or had any comments, which I appreciate Barbara sharing her thoughts on that. Any does anybody have anything that they want to talk about? Oh, I just realized the one thing we didn't do was introduce everybody, because it is all about community. So let's do that. Ooh, I think I had somebody leave as soon as they heard that we were going to do that. So I will start, and let's see if we can make this a little different. What's something we can share? Like, if I'm assuming it, well, no, not everybody uses acquisitions. So how about something about your favorite part of acquisition specifically, or Koha in general, just to add a different piece of information. So your name, the library you work at, and maybe how long you've been on Koha or using acquisitions. So Rhonda Kuiper, work at the Round Rock Public Library. We've been on Koha since 2016. And I guess for me, the best part about Koha is the community and being able to bounce ideas off people, and just getting to meet people from all over the country. It's great. And the world, because Daphne's here too. So I'll just call people out off my screen. I think that's the easiest thing. Charlie, you're first.
My name's Charlie. I'm the tech services coordinator from SLO County Libraries. Sorry, now I'm having a brain fart moment. I've had my answers like, oh, I really like the batch patron permissions modifier. But yeah, no, I really like this group because like all the SIG groups, whenever I have a question, I can go and email somebody and ask them, what did you guys do? And right now I'm working with John, who I forget which library he's from, but he's helping me with my how to set pickup locations for outreach vans. So I'm really excited to talk to him more about it later today. So
Okay. Yeah. And so we may be needing to talk to you about that in the near future. So we'll figure that out too. All right, Wally, you're next.
My name is Wally DesChamps. I am at Prosper Community Library in Prosper, Texas. We onboarded with Koha in 2019, just before the pandemic. And so we had fun times for all things Koha. That's kind of how I got really involved, because we had to, just like everybody else, had to come up with creative ways of doing things. And so I got deeper into Koha than probably most people should. Let's see, acquisitions. We do not utilize the acquisitions component module of Koha as of yet, but I'm trying to get us away from stone tablets and chiseling in our information, and hopefully maybe we can move that way in the near future as we continue to grow.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Wally. I'm gonna Hilliard, but I know your first name and I am blanking on it.
Hi, I'm Cecil from Washoe County
Yeah.
at the Serpent,
Okay.
and we've been on Koha since 2012, I believe.
Mm.
I'm mostly a cataloger and I had to take over acquisitions part. So this was not my first love,
Okay.
but being able to talk to the people like everybody's been saying has been really nice. And I'm looking for acquisitions 2.0 so that they can do the accounting part of it, adding a number, and it will add to everything else. Add some figures. Your $2.50 of donation.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Okay, thank you. Monique, do we have just one today? Yes.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Monique Mata, and I'm the Adult Services Coordinator for SLO County Libraries. I work with Charlie. And I want to say that I'm blanking on the exact date, but I want to say we've been with Koha since early 2022. Yeah, I think it was the spring. And I also really not to be a broken record, but I enjoy the community and getting a chance to meet with everyone from, who do similar jobs at other libraries. I don't recall having that with our previous ILS systems, so it's been refreshing and informative.
Mhm. Great, thanks, Monique. Jason.
I'm Jason Robb. I'm the Seek and Find Coordinator at the Southeast Kansas Library System in Iola, Kansas. We are a consortium of 51 libraries, and we've been running on Koha since 2008. We don't currently use acquisitions beyond purchase suggestions, so I guess by default, my favorite part of acquisitions is purchase suggestions. But we are hoping to move toward some sort of EDI setup in the future. I think it's just a matter of figuring out how that works in the consortium and whether we do central ordering, that sort of thing. So I really appreciate this group because I get to glean tidbits of information that are going to help me set that up.
Okay, thanks, Jason. Holly, you're next.
Hello, I'm Holly McDougall. I work here at the Round Rock Public Library with Rhonda. I'm the acquisitions assistant. Are you sure you want my input on Koha right now?
Not right now.
When it works, it's fantastic and I love it. We're having some struggles with our acquisition since our update, but we are working on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting way too many 500 errors. So.
We've been on Koha since 2016 and every update is its own special ticket submitting party, but we will get there as we always do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Okay. Thanks, Holly.
We thank you guys for your sacrifice, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that is how it feels right now. It's been a week since we've been able to order, so there we are. So they keep telling us, oh, it's this. No, it's not. Oh, it's this. No, it's not. So we're going to have a really great system by the time we fix all of the little gotchas in our system. But until then. All right, Barbara, you're next.
Hi, I'm Barbara Johnson. I'm library manager at Bedford Public Library, Texas. We've been on Koha since October 2016. And I like the same things about Koha that have been said. And I also, I guess, like how the community is so helpful and understanding. And when I ask questions, I don't really feel like an idiot. People just help you along. And that's really nice. That's very comforting.
Yep. Thank you, Barbara. Kristen.
I'm Kristen Martelli. I'm the library systems manager at the Santa Fe Public Library in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I don't work with the acquisitions module much. I mostly get roped into things like at the beginning of the fiscal year or when something breaks. So that's always fun. I have noticed that with all of the upgrades we've done so far, it's usually frontline staff saying, this is great. And tech services usually reaches out like, this doesn't do what we want it to do anymore. So this STIG in particular is very helpful for me, so I can know ahead of time what I might expect come upgrade time. And I also love the Koha community. I'm not sure if I mentioned how long we've been on Koha, but I think it's been since 2021.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Kristen. Ellis. Oh, okay. Yes, we all have loud coworkers, don't we? Okay. Alice says, I'm at McKinney Public Library and I work in Tech Services Department. I've worked with Koha for about 7 years, but started on the acquisition side about a week ago. Welcome. I like how customizable things in Koha are. Okay, thanks, Alice. Marcy. Oh, we got more Texas contingent here. Okay.
Hi, this is Marcy, and I'm the librarian supervisor over acquisitions and tech services. We've been on Koha since October of 2016. I think the most improved feature in acquisitions since I've been on it, sort of acquisitions related, it's when you're importing records, we now have more control over being able to pick and choose the ones that we want to overlay, and we can set up import profiles. So I think that process has been most improved. But the thing that I like the best about Koha is merging bib records and being able to pick what I like out of this record and what I like out of that one, and making a brand new awesome record.
Okay, thanks, Marcy. Christy.
Hi, I'm Christy. I'm from the Monterey Public Library in California, and we've been on Koha. Well, I've been here 5+ years, so I know at least that long, but I know it's been longer. The thing that sticks out right now that I like about Koha is tracking the budget, which is very convenient as opposed to tracking it on Excel or some other format. While it may not always be exact, it's a really good kind of overview, checks and balances. So I do like that. I do want to mention to Round Rock, it sounds like we're still on 2405, but we've had proxy errors since January 2nd, and I have a whole email chain of what's been done and what hasn't been done. So if that's an issue you're having, I'd be happy to share.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we just finished testing the most recent thing that they told us we needed to fix, and we've just fixed that. And yeah, just before the meeting, Holly was like, yeah, nope, that didn't work. So we may be in contact with you, Christy. Thanks. Daphne.
Hi, I'm Daphne Houlihan, and I work with Interleaf Technology in Ireland, looking after the libraries here, and we've been doing that pretty much since the beginning, early 2000s. What I love most about acquisitions is just how integrated it is to the system. So you've no duplication, like everything you do from the start of the suggestions, and then you add more details to them. And then once you place the order, it's on the catalogue, so people can place holds against it if you want them to. And then, you can enhance it when the books are received. So I think that's a great feature. Yeah. And then I love coming to these meetings. I don't think any other community would allow me as a support representative, on another continent to come. But I'm hearing all the heartache you're having in advance of us having it. So at least I'm a little prepared. Yeah. So thank you for that.
We appreciate you here too.
And I love, I'm gonna add, I love coming to the meetings just to hear Daphne talk.
Yes, there's
Thank you, Wally.
yeah. Okay. And then I think we've got one left. Steve.
Hi, I'm Steve Kinsey. I work with Charlie and Monique at SLO County Libraries. This is my first time here. I don't use acquisitions I just use it to order things. That's all I've ever done with it. So I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
Nor do I care to know that much more about it. It does the job and that's all I need it to do.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, welcome, Steve. So has anybody thought of something that they wanted to mention about acquisitions as we were chatting?
I was trying to figure out this whole like active column thing. I don't think it was on purpose, so I would open a bug about that, where it's putting a 1 in the active column.
Yeah.
I think that was hidden before, and when they tidied things up or something, it unhid it. So
Okay.
it seems buggy to me anyways.
Yeah, I don't like it. So I will put in a ticket for that. I was going to do that on Friday and it just never got around to it. So
I do have a question about the new acquisition home screen.
yeah.
When you do a search for like one specific item, like you put in like an ISBN, what's the lag time like for the search? Like, does it go for like, yeah, how many seconds are we talking?
All right. So let me share and we'll test it. Oh, I always forget to click that last share button. All right. So what are we going to look for? Onyx Storm. Ooh. That was pretty quick.
That was really fast.
Yeah, it really was. Let's try.
Did you search for that very recently, Rhonda?
No.
Oh, so it's not coming from the cache. Well, there you go.
Yeah. We can try something else. What's something that I don't think I searched for that recently anyway. Well, how about let's try an author. Anybody have a favorite author? Sing out.
But are you going to have orders for that author?
That's a good question. Let's pick.
Well, maybe that's good too, because you kind of want to see like how long it takes to find a non-existent.
No, you don't have anything.
Like Stephen King.
All right. Spell in front of everyone. No results.
You don't, oh no, wait.
Is that because you've got the, yeah.
Let's try that. Yeah. Okay. So now we know, but that came back pretty fast.
Yeah.
It looks like that has Stephen Hawking on there too, right?
Oh,
At the top.
Was it really?
Stephen Hawking. Yes. Why do we have Stephen Hawking? All the rest.
Does it need quotation marks for? But why?
Because it's the author field, right?
Yeah. It should only.
Yeah.
Well,
But he does have King in his name, so.
Oh my gosh.
We've only got one book by Stephen Hawking. That surprises me.
well, one that you ordered through the system.
This is true. We could, yes, that's a good point.
And is it only searching active orders or all orders?
Good question. How would we determine that?
Well, like the Stephen Hawking says, it was received in March of last year. So that wouldn't be active, would it?
No. What's a old, oh, like, what? Oh, I can see the cover. It's terrible. Go to the reference desk and say, the cover looks like this. Oh, what is it? They made the movie out of it. It was super popular. Oh, well, I can't think.
Or Stephen King or Stephen Hawking?
I was just going to pick something that I know we ordered back in the day, you know, a few years ago. There was Four Winds, but before that there was something about, you know, she lived in a swamp and
oh yeah,
the crawdads.
Yes.
Yes.
What the crawdads thing.
Yes. All right.
It's funny, as soon as you said swamp.
Oh, did I? Oh, it's spinning. Ooh, look at that. Oh. No search results found. Oh, look at this. We've got a date restriction here in the last year. So if I change this to, oh, this is going to kill it. So it's only searching in the last year, and it returned that stuff that quickly. Oh. Okay, so it reset that back to 24. All right, I'm confused. Acquisitions home. Okay, so if oh, I do that all the time, don't I? And then I got to pick a day. There. Now let's see what happens. Still was pretty fast.
Was very fast.
I'm impressed.
And I would think that the 1 year is probably going to be relevant most of the times because you're searching for, like you said, recent orders.
Right, something that you
active or not.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Rhonda, there was something on the search page that I saw and it said, and children too.
Oh, okay. On this page?
Oh, display children too under order line. What does that mean?
I'm clicking it. Display children too. I have no idea. I'm just going to search again, see if it makes it. I don't think there's a children's version of Where the Crawdads Sing.
No, I would think it's talking about funds where you have split fund, and do they sometimes call those?
Oh, child funds.
Yeah, child funds. That's so you do have an option to reduce it. See, you're selecting all funds, but if you had selected just one particular fund and then it was split, now I'm guessing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but that sort of makes more sense than children in general, All right, so the only option is all funds. I don't know if that seems odd.
Ticket on that one for Werner Doctor and let them know that it's not getting you funds in this view. If you go directly to the order search page, it's okay. But from this page, if that doesn't populate with any of these funds.
Okay. Yeah, so I went to the advanced search page, and then you have all the funds from beginning of time, it looks like. It'd be nice if they ordered those inverse so that the most current year was at the top, but okay, yeah, so that it's thinking about loading the acquisitions home. Yeah. So that should give you option, like, it's adult fiction or whatever. Okay. Huh. All right. And I guess this is just to include standing orders if you have something marked as a standing order, which is, I think in acquisitions 2.0, they're going to call those continuous orders, just to clarify what they are, because standing order is something like Ingram uses that term for something completely different, a completely different kind of function than what Koha uses it for. So I think that it's going to be called continuous orders, where it's like you have, it's mostly for periodicals and those, journals and stuff like that, where you have your record, and then each month, each 6 months, each year, whatever your their publication cycle is, you get a new copy, and it would just get attached to that. So they're talking about that too. Okay. I think we have reached the end of our time. Thanks everybody for your participation, and we will see you well, I think it's March 18, because since there's 28 days in February, the days all are the same. So March 18 at same time, and we will see you then. And I think more of you will be on this release by then. And then we can talk about some of the things that we've run into, and hopefully we will have our problem fixed by then. So thanks so much, and we will see you all next month.
Thank you.
Mhm.